Hey guys, what's going on? Matt here, back again with another video. Today's video, we're going to be going through grading 101. A lot of you guys have been sending me questions on Facebook and Instagram, and I've been loving the questions so far, so keep sending them and I'll keep answering them. But one of the most common questions I've been getting is, what is the whole grading process like? What to grade, when to grade, who to grade. So this video will be just summarizing all those points up for you guys. So let's start first up with what is grading. Grading is when a sports card's condition is determined by a company. So there are many companies that do grading. The two biggest companies right now are PSA and BGS. Cards are then graded on a scale from 1 to 10. The public have basically determined that different grading companies have higher standards than others. So you'll find BGS 10 cards are actually priced higher than PSA 10 cards. When companies look at cards, they look at 4 factors. Centering, which is how centered the card is from top to middle, left to right, and you can also include the logos as well. Corners, whether the corners are sharp or not, or if there's whiting on them. Surfaces, so whether there are scratches or surface dimples on the cards or print lines on the card as well. And last but not least, edges, so whether the edge is clean and whether there's any whitening on the edges or not. So why do people grade cards? Basically, when cards are ungraded, the condition can be a bit subjective based on the person's, judgment of the card. Grading basically gives a sports card protection and also authenticity on the condition of the card. Anyone on eBay can say their card is a gem mint card, but this guarantees it. Grading also allows collectors to estimate print run. So when a card is graded, it gets added to that grading company's population report, and then you can actually search up that card and see how many cards have been graded for each score. More importantly, it adds value to a card. It's actually hard to work out true values, but Slab Stocks have put out a multiplier that I'll have on the screen. So they say from a base card to a PSA 10, it's about a 1.9 times multiplier. In some cases, I've actually seen it triple. And of course, it depends on the print run as well. In doing so, you can create a greater return on investment. I've been able to turn a Trey Optic base card from $40 plus an additional $30 of grading into $500. I've also been able to turn a Michael Porter Jr. Cosmic card that I bought initially for $20 with a $30 grading fee into $500 as well. So you can really go from not much to a lot with grading. So now you're convinced on the benefits of grading. Where do you grade? So you can actually send personally to grading companies yourself. But personally, I think it's actually best to use a group submission service. So someone that has links with a grading company and can offer you deals on grading cards with them. Doing it with a group submission service is actually cheaper because they've got a relationship as well. It actually takes away a lot of the stress when it comes to submitting the card. Personally, I go through PSA Submissions Australia when it comes to PSA grades, and I go through Cherry Collectibles when it comes to BGS grading. When picking out cards to grade, be very picky. Don't try to grade every card. As well as that, do some research. Looking up the card that you've got raw and seeing what it would get as a 10 is a very good way to see, whether it's worth grading the card. Also, looking at low-end cards, you've also got to see, what it would be in a PSA 10. So if grading costs outweigh the actual value of a PSA 10 card, there's no point sending it in really. When sending in cards as well, make sure you look at the condition of the card yourself. Personally, I use a ring light just to shine it and just see the surface. I also look at front and back and look at the centering as well. And then I use a microfiber cloth just to wipe it down and make sure that there's no dust on it. And then I put it into a new top loader. My personal rule of thumb is, if I don't think the card is going to get a PSA 10, I actually don't send it in, unless the card in a PSA 9 actually has a big multiplier with the grading costs as well included. Another misconception that there is out there with sports cards is, if you open a pack yourself, pulling a card and then sleeving it straight away, no matter how careful you are, and then setting it to grading, people think that's an automatic 10, but centering can be off. The pack could have been dinged as well. I actually pack pulled a card before and just sent it straight to BGS and got an 8.5. So it just shows that no matter how careful you are, there can be some issues with the card itself. When it comes to grading cards as well, you have to plan out and be very strategic on when you send cards. PSA and BGS have a massive backlog right now due to the influx of collectors joining the hobby and sending their cards in. Currently, I'm in a PSA service which normally takes 2 months, but has been taking about 4 to 5 months. And I've also heard of some BGS cards taking 6 to 7 months. So currently we're in January. If you're looking at 6 to 7 months of grading, getting a card back, you're probably looking at just after the NBA finals. So when everything's in a dip. So you've got to plan out and make sure that, you know, you're not trying to send cards that you're trying to get back before the finals. 6 to 7 months also takes us to the month of August. So that's right before the NFL season starts. So right now for the month of January grading, I'll be actually looking to send NFL cards more so than NBA, because once those cards return, the NFL season will start, and that's pretty much perfect timing. I also think it's important to send a steady stream of cards every month. In doing so, you're not, you know, sending cards off, waiting 6 to 7 months and then sending more cards off. By sending cards off every month, in 6 to 7 months time, you'll start to get cards returning back every month, and that keeps a steady stream of money coming in for you as well. That's my Grading 101 video for today, guys. If you guys have any other grading questions, you know, let me know down below. If you guys enjoy the content, give us a like and hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't already. And I'll see you guys in future videos. Take care, guys.